You're watching a recap from Investor XP, the show that covers investing for gamers. Check out the video description for details. Friday, July 28th, because it's Friday, we're just going to post one show today. So here's what we got coming up for you. We're going to be talking about Amazon, Capcom, Square Enix, GameStop, and WWE. All of that today. I'll try and do it quickly since it is Friday. So let's go ahead. We'll jump right in with Amazon. Amazon was expected to have some pretty big earnings. We had a lot of viewers that were saying, oh, Amazon's going to pop on this earnings. And surprise, Amazon didn't have good earnings. They actually had horrendous earnings to report. But they're only down a little less than 3%, as you can see here. I think this shows some pretty big strength in Amazon stock. Not a big fan of it. It's too expensive for me, 200 times earnings. But they are just taking over everything, and a lot of people are jumping on the stock. As you can see, the markets are down today. So everything is down pretty much. A lot of stocks are down, as you can see in the ticker below of the stocks that we own. But Amazon, on a horrendous report, it didn't even budge. So I think that's some strength there. I think you can look at that as a win when it comes to Amazon stock. So only down a little less than 3%. Pretty good from that type of earnings. I think it says a lot about Amazon stock. Let me know what you think about Amazon if you're buying any, if you got burned on the earnings report. Sorry to hear that, but if you own the stock, sit with it. I'm sure it's going to keep going up more from there. You want to make $8 million real quick as a developer, go ahead and release a Super Nintendo game on the Nintendo Switch and sell a ton of them. Capcom is reporting huge sales of its Street Fighter game. They weren't giving out the numbers, but if you look at the earnings report, and I'll put a link into it here, scroll way down in the fourth segment or so. You can actually get the numbers. This normally doesn't work in the earnings report because they link a lot of things together, where they group all their game sales. But it was the only game that they released for the Nintendo Switch. So as you can see, they break down their sales and how many units. Right there, very small print. I'll put a link to the article in the description. 450,000 units for the Nintendo Switch. So sold as many in this quarter as PS4 and more than all the other ones combined. So strong sales. Like I said, I would say that it would net them 8 million or so. Pretty ridiculous there. Capcom has been on our shopping list, and unfortunately, it seems to be running away from us. We liked them showing support for the Nintendo Switch, so they've been on our shopping list. Let me pull up our shopping list real quick here. I want to say it's up like 16% or so. So we're probably missing a good opportunity to get in on Capcom. It's been a while since we did the report where we were looking for them. Let me blow this up here. This is our shopping list. Capcom, CCOEY is the ADR listing for Capcom if you want to invest. They're up 16%. They've had quite a run. Nvidia's 40%, Tencent 24%. Some of the things on our shopping list look like bargains still, Cisco and stuff. But Capcom, they're running away a little bit, up 16% since they've been on our shopping list. Looks like they're going to support the Nintendo Switch more after this great sales of Street Fighter 2. So that's good news for gamers. Hopefully get a lot more of their titles out there. Capcom poised to pop. We like Square Enix a little bit better as a breakout in the gaming sector. Obviously Activision, Nintendo, they're the big ones that we like, but Square Enix, they're another one. And Dragon Quest XI has been announced that it is coming to the West in 2018, unfortunately. But if anything like the Capcom Street Fighter sales show anything, this could be a huge seller on the Nintendo Switch. Game looks phenomenal. So yeah, it was announced today. I'll put a link in the description here. Let's see. I wanted to show how this runs on the 3DS. It's a cool thing. Picking up 3DS may not be a bad idea. Where your bottom screen, you have the 2D version, and on the top you have the 3D version. I just think it's pretty cool mechanic for that there. So this is going to sell like hotcakes on the 3DS. It's going to come out west, and I think it's going to be a big seller. I think a lot of the games that you put on the Switch, the library's small enough now where people are just buying everything up. So your games have a really good chance there. And, you know, it's a popular system. You get to play it on the go. I think people are going to be getting a lot of these titles and a lot of the retread titles that are out there for the Nintendo Switch. Like the sales coming for Square Enix. Their stock, their American exchange stock here, doesn't get a lot of volume, so it doesn't move a whole lot. Let me pull it up here. SQNXF is the ticker symbol. So look at that. It's up a few percentage since we got it. I think it'll break out over the long term. Moving on here. We've liked GameStop since back when they announced that they were buying ThinkGeek, and they laid out their plans for transforming over the stores. We thought it was a great transition plan. It's taken longer than a lot of people had thought, but they've announced that they are going to have new 50/50 stores. They're going to roll out 200 of them as they make the push to get into this a lot quicker. So 50/50 stores, GameStop is going to be changing over their GameStop stores so that it's basically like a 50% ThinkGeek store and a 50% GameStop store. We knew this would happen eventually as they shrink down to selling consoles and games into a smaller corner and accessories and stuff as digital downloads start to take it over. I think with their model of the trade-in, I think it's going to work fantastic with collectible items. If you ever seen a ThinkGeek store, Google it here. I'll show them. They're pretty sweet. Walls of the pop figures and collectibles everywhere. It's a lot like GameStop. It's just loaded with all collectibles. So imagine 50% that and 50% your normal GameStop one, and that's what you've got. So I think that's good news. GameStop stock itself is a bargain to us. You're talking 6 times earnings, 7% dividend yield, more cash than they know what to do with. It's been beaten down because people think that retail's dying. Retail's been beaten down, and that digital downloads will take over. And I think GameStop recognizes that, and that's why they're transforming the stores, and they have this strategy. I like the strategy. I love the dividend. We own it. We own a bunch of it. I actually own more than just the kids' share that we talk about on the store. The dividend I get from it actually pays for all the stocks that I invest for the kids. So, like GameStop, I think long term it's great, and especially as they transition over with these 50/50 stores and then beyond that. So, go buy some GameStop. Final thing for today. WWE stock was just up pretty good recently. It's actually had a good run over the last month or so. They had a fantastic earnings report, and I said in my video, I said, don't buy off of the hype, off the bump here. Don't get them on the momentum. Always buy WWE when it has these weird drops. And today, WWE is down 3%, and we kicked off the show talking about Amazon being down little under 3% after a great report. WWE is down 3% for absolutely no reason, just because the market is down today. They had a fantastic report. Here's a 3% drop. We told you, look for these drops to come up. They happen in WWE, and they're great opportunities to buy the stock. They have these weird dips. Market's down. A lot of things are pulling back today. Good chance to get in on WWE once again. So Amazon completely craps out on its earnings, and it does what WWE did after stellar earnings. So that's how the stock market works. Buy some WWE on the dip. Amazon, I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's they're doing so much. We've had so many articles of weird stuff Amazon's getting into. We don't own it because of the dividends. So you should feel good about Amazon stock. Capcom, they could potentially pop. We like Square Enix's potential to pop as well. Get some GameStop. And that's it for today's show. Hopefully I got everything in quickly enough for you for a Friday. Give us a thumbs up, feedback if you like the show. Feedback if you didn't like the show, let us know what we could do better. Trying to grow the channel here. Subscribe if you haven't already so you get the latest investing news for gamers. That's it. Appreciate you watching. Leave some comments. Always like to reply to those. And have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.